What's up, bro? Looking sexy. So I thought I'd pull out my phone and make a little video about the 16 lessons I learned when I was 16. Now I'm 17, been 17 for a few months now. But I got to thinking about what has changed in my life and what lessons I've learned and how I've grown this year. So today we're going to be discussing the 16 lessons I learned at 16. I've realized that I've been going on walks a lot for my videos, so I might stick to that a bit. What do you think? But the first lesson I learned was that change is inevitable. And if you're scared of it, it'll do nothing. But if you embrace it, it'll build you. What do I mean by this? When I was 15 or 16 or so, I went from being in Spain, living in Spain, to moving back to Florida. And I already done that previously, so I was used to it. But it's very difficult to go from one country to another. Why? Because obviously it's a different culture, there's different language, but more so than that, it's a different lifestyle. You can't do the same things you did there, you don't have the same friends. So as humans, we're very scared of change because it's unfamiliar to us. And as soon as we find something unfamiliar, it causes a bunch of fear in our minds. But that's where stoicism comes in, and also learning to adapt. So when we feel change in our lives, whether that be in relationships, circumstances, lifestyle, countries, we tend to feel fear. Why? Because our mind is unfamiliar with that environment. Our mind is unfamiliar with this situation. And that's normal, but I learned at 16 how to conquer that, and you should too. You see, change is going to happen whether you like it or not. You can't decide what's going to happen in your life. You can only control the tangibles. So if you fear change and you try to reject it, all you're doing is trying to manipulate the intangibles, which are going to do nothing but waste your time. And this is where anxiety comes from trying to control what you cannot control. If you instead embrace change and understand that as life changes, so should you, which is adaptability, you'll survive the environment. You see, every single animal that is alive today has evolutionized because they knew how to adapt and because they knew that change was inevitable. All the animals that didn't know how to change got left behind. So you should be the same way. You see, we're animals at the end of the day. And that goes perfectly into my second point, which is that every man needs to know how to adapt to any circumstance. In business, things never go your way. You can have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C. Plan D will pan out. And that's just how life is. That goes for business, that goes for relationships, that goes for fighting. You go in the cage with the fight plan, the guy does something else. Now if you don't know how to adapt, you're fucked and you get knocked out. So adaptability, being able to switch your brain to another mode, just like that, is a very hard skill. So how do you get that skill? You constantly and purposefully put yourself in changing situations. A great example is fighting, because fighting is not predictable at all. You see, a person can throw a punch at you, a person can go for a takedown, a person can throw an elbow at you, you'll never know. You might have an estimation, but you'll never for sure know. And it puts your mind and body under stress, so you need to think under high pressure situations. Another good example of this would be, for example, sports, like basketball maybe. Basketball, you can study the other team's game plan, but as soon as they throw a pick and roll and your defense isn't ready for that, you get scored on. And that might be the game winner. So putting yourself in these high pressure, high change situations will allow you in life, not just in your specific sport, in life, to overcome these obstacles and adapt. Another good example of adaptability is this. I got 2 desks, a fucking coconut, and a chair to record a video for you guys. Adaptability. The third lesson I learned at 16 was that a small circle beats a large friend group circle 10 out of 10 times. When we're young, we think that being popular and having a lot of friends, knowing everyone, talking to everyone is super cool. But as you grow older, you realize that it's very draining to know everyone, because you have a certain energy, and if you give all your energy to that many people, you're not going to get much fulfillment, and you're not going to get a deeper relationship because you're spreading out with so many people. If you have this much energy and you give it to 20 people, each person is only going to get this much. But if you give it to 3 people, each person might get this much. Understood? Okay. Why also is it better to have a small friend group? Because if you can build a deeper relationship with a guy, pause. We're guys, so I'm guessing for male friends. If you can build a deeper relationship with your boys, maybe 3, 4 guys, it creates an inseparable bond where you 5 are just gonna go against the fucking world. It's not 20 of you guys and 3 of you guys start acting up and talking shit about 5 guys, and then those 5 guys talk back, and then it turns into all this big deal. Find another or a few other loyal guys. I'm talking loyal that they take a bullet for you, they would kill for you, etc. And if you can't find them, stay put. Because those loyal guys not only will be with you forever, but will help you throughout your whole life, and you'll be able to help them. There is nothing better than true brotherhood. And that only comes with a small circle, not a big group of a bunch of people. So this goes into my 4th point. Real friends don't come around very often. I'm not talking about, people that share the same interests as you, maybe they're funny. I'm talking about real friends, those ride or die type of people. Real guys, they don't come very often. And you know when they're like that. So a lot of people get confused, and they think that just because right now they don't know anyone like that, that they should just, associate with everyone, hang out with everyone. It's better to get to know everyone. No. Be friendly with people, but stay put and stay on your focus and on your goal until you find people on the same wavelength as you. Because if not, you're going to get distracted. As I said, you're going to put your energy in places that you don't want it. You want your entire energy to be focused on achieving what you want to achieve. And as long as you don't find people that are on the same path as you, you don't need to associate with them. There's nothing wrong with that, bro. So, real friends don't come very often. And when they do, cherish them and never let go of them. The 5th lesson for you is that video games are a fucking waste of time, bro. I wish someone would have told me this sooner. Think about this. Let's say you play GTA. It's pretty popular. GTA 6 is coming out. You're leveling up a character, putting countless hours into that game when you could be leveling up your IRL character, and you're putting all that effort to something that's not going to get you any money, it's not going to get you any respect outside of the nerd gaming community, it's going to get you nothing. You're putting a person in a video game over yourself. That's fucking pathetic. And if you play Fortnite, any other video game, it's still a waste of time. What do you get? Honestly, what do you get from playing video games so much? And don't come at me with the bullshit. Oh, it improves hand-eye coordination. It improves adaptability. Go fight, bro. Go get your ass kicked. That improves your hand-eye coordination. Not fucking sitting, sweating Fortnite for 3 hours. That's stupid. And I know it because I've been through it. I used to be that little fucking rat-looking kid that used to play Fortnite for 3 hours. It's the biggest waste of time you could ever do. I'm not saying you should go all David Goggins because some of you aren't ready for that, but instead of playing 3 hours, listen, if you want to play half an hour, that's fine. You know what? Fuck it. No, it's not fine. Just cut it out completely. Why can't you? Stop being a little bitch. Just cut out Fortnite completely. What's the problem with that? It's a waste of fucking time. Like, how many times do I have to say it? Everyone's told you. Your parents have told you. People on the internet have told you, and you still don't listen. Will you listen to me? Because I promise you it'll make your life better. It's as addictive as fucking cocaine. It's so bad for you. And you still keep playing it. Stop. You could be using that time to read, to exercise, to be with your family more, because one day, I know you don't want to hear this, they're going to die. And you're going to wish you hadn't played so much fucking Fortnite and you would have been with your mom a bit more. You can watch videos like mine, which are probably going to get you farther than Fortnite is. can go out in nature, you can walk, you can do a bunch of things, but what do you get from playing video games? Relaxation? What have you done that you need to relax? Nothing. You haven't ran a few miles, you haven't worked out, you haven't gotten home from a fight, you haven't gotten home from a basketball game, and if you have, oh well. Why do you need to relax? There's nothing for you to relax about. You haven't even gotten started, bro. So leave video games right now. And for the 6th lesson, it's a good one. Learn a skill ASAP. Preferably a skill that's gonna make you money, but just any skill. Instead of playing video games, you can learn a skill. You can learn a skill like sales, which is particularly the one that I'm interested in. You can learn marketing, you can learn content creation, which also I'm interested in. You can learn copywriting, you can learn a bunch of skills. You can learn how to play the piano, you can learn how to cook. Learn a skill and stick to it. Preferably your passion, because that is what's gonna get you far. If you start now at 16 while you're young, that is gonna get you fucking far, okay? I mean, I don't know if you've heard this, but it takes 10,000 hours to master something. That's scientifically proven. 10,000 hours is a lot, bro. So if you start at 16 right now, mastering something, by the time you're 25, depending on how many hours you put into it a day, you can become a master. And mastery means you're amazing at it. Top 1%, top 0.1%. So for example, let's say you start learning sales at 16, start learning the ins and outs of sales. By the time you're 25, you're probably going to be the best salesman in your state, in your city, and you can be earning a shit ton of money. If you start at 16 making videos, by the time you're 24, 25, you might have 50,000 subscribers, bro, if you post constantly. Learn a skill now and stick to it. The 7th lesson I want you to get to your head, and this is probably the most important one. At least it was for me. I wish someone would have told me this and I would have listened. Stop chasing girls at 16. Stop it. They don't like you because you're fat, you're ugly, you have nothing to give. I know you think it's cool to fuck a bunch of women, you want to do this, you want to do that. You've seen a bunch of influencers on social media with hella booty around. You're 16, bro. That'll all come later if you focus. What are you gonna do at 16? Who are you gonna fuck? No one, bro. No one. A 4? What are you gonna do? And plus, fucking a bunch of women just lowers your energy once again. They're not real quality women. And the third point about that is, if you chase women, they'll just get farther away from you. Women do not want to be chased. They want to be earned. And how do you earn a woman? By being a man capable of many things. By being an honest man. By being a man capable of violence and of protection. By being a man that can provide for her in the future. By being an ambitious man. Do those types of men go around chasing girls all day, doing day games? Sure, don't get me wrong. It's good to talk to a few girls to get used to talking to girls, right? You don't want to be a loser that gets all nervous once a girl says hi to him. But what I'm saying is you don't want to get obsessed with chasing them. A girl can never come before your goal. Ever. Ever. So until you have your goals set straight and you're working hard towards them, don't even think about it, girl. Don't even think about it, girl. It's okay. Your friends will call you losers for the first few years because you get no hoes. That's fine. It'll all pay off. Trust me. And if you don't trust me, trust the countless social media people that have said it. Tate has said it. Mongadzi has said it. Jack Hopkins has said it. Hamza has said it. So many people, and you know this. So stop chasing girls. The 8th lesson that I learned at 16, and I'll be honest, I may have not mastered it at 16, but I definitely learned it at 16, was that porn is not healthy for you. And most of you probably know that, but some of you might still think that because the media says that porn is healthy and it's okay as a young man to jerk off in your room 8 times a day and watch another woman that's not yours and doesn't love you get railed by a man. What made you think that was okay? Porn is a way for you to lie to yourself that women like you when you've done absolutely fucking nothing to get them. It's crazy how kings 500 years ago didn't get to see half the tits that a 12-year-old online has seen today. I want you to think about that for a second. What that does to the mind of a young man. You see, our brain is wired in this way. Sex is a reward for us. It's a necessity for us because our subconscious wants to reproduce. When we have sex, you get calm. So when you convince yourself that you've had sex by watching porn and jerking off, you calm yourself down. You subdue yourself when you've done nothing at all. Secondly, it fries your dopamine receptors. If you don't know what dopamine is, go look it up, but it's basically something that gives you happiness. Porn is a false way to get that happiness. It's temporary happiness. It gives you this amazing high, and then when you crash, it's terrible. Third, it's super addictive. There's some studies that have shown that porn is almost more addictive than cocaine and can give you close to the same amount of dopamine hit. Think about it, it's the same as a drug. You know, they actually have a new name for porn. It's called the new drug. And fourth, which is probably the worst one, it's making you a cuck, bro. You're seeing how another guy is fucking a girl you want. How do you like that? You have to realize that is super gay and super weird. I don't care if your friends tell you it's okay to watch porn. I don't care if your parents tell you it's okay to watch porn. I don't care if your teachers tell you it's okay to watch porn. Do not listen to them. It's not okay, and you need to stop ASAP. My 9th lesson is to try many things and see what sticks. When I was 15, I started a social media marketing agency. I followed it for 4 months, and since I was young and stupid, probably still am, I stopped it. I went on to dropshipping. Tried that for a few months. That didn't stick. I dropped it. I went social media marketing again. That didn't work. I stopped it. And although there is an argument to be made about how I should have stuck with one thing, I do think that I've learned a lot from all of those new ideas, new ventures. I'm learning a lot from content creation now. You're 16 and you have unlimited time and you have nothing to lose. If you don't make money, you don't have a family to feed, you probably don't have to help your parents with rent, and if you do, just work a part-time job or a full-time job, depending on your school or not. Point is, you have lots of time when you're 16, even if you convince yourself you don't, and you have nothing to lose. So throw things at the wall and see what sticks. Try a bunch of things. Try the social media things you've seen. And the best part about this is that there's a bunch of things that you can do that cost little to no money. So you literally take no loss. The only thing you have to pay with is your time. And you have infinite time, bro. Trust me. You're 16. So, as I said, see what sticks. Try everything. My 10th lesson is that either you win or you learn. There's no losing. Why? When you're 16, let's say you counted losses, you went up to go talk to a girl and she rejected you. You know how people say no is the worst you can say? No, let's say she fucking spat in your face. You're like, oh my God, I took the loss, blah, blah, blah. No, you didn't. You learned. What did you learn? Do not go up to a girl like that. Maybe you were too disrespectful to her. Maybe you came off as a creep. You learned. And if you win, you would have gotten her number. In business, how I started the social media marketing agency, I didn't lose. I didn't lose any money. I didn't lose. Even if I had lost money, I learned. So I either won or I learned. That's very important. That remove the fear of trying new things. Remove the fear of doing something, because you can't lose. You can't lose. You can only win or learn. And that ties into my 11th lesson. Take risks, because you have nothing to lose. Go start that business, bro. Go switch friend groups because you don't like how your friends are going, or you don't like how they're treating you. Go talk to that girl. Think about it this way. If 70 years from now, you're on your deathbed, you have your family around you, do you think you would regret gone up and having talked to that girl? No. Why would you regret that? Oh, she said no. Okay, I'm 70 now. I don't care. I wish I would have done it. I would have gotten more experience. Maybe she could have been the love of my life. You'll never know. Would you regret starting that business? Oh man, I regret it so much. I could have been jerking off all day. You're not going to regret it. So the next time you make a decision and you find that you're scared to make that decision because what if this goes wrong, what if that goes wrong, tell yourself, if you're on your deathbed 70 years from now, will you regret it? And if the answer is no, do it. The 12th lesson that I want you to learn is that confidence comes from keeping promises with yourself, not from validation. You can buy those new Yeezys, you can buy that new jacket, you can get the newest gear, and you think you have confidence because a lot of people validate you. They're like, oh bro, that looks so cool. Oh bro, you're so cool. No, it's a lack of it's a false sense of confidence, and you know it. Because deep down, you still feel insecure. Now, what does build confidence is this. Let's say you promised yourself you weren't gonna jerk off. And one day you're really feeling you're fucking horny, bro. I'm talking like you really want to do it. And you're about to type into the browser Pornhub, but you stop yourself because you made a promise to yourself that you weren't gonna do it. Imagine what that's gonna do for your confidence. It's gonna skyrocket it because you know that you are a man who sticks by his word. That is the only thing that will give you confidence and honor in yourself. 13th lesson that I want you to learn is to not let an opportunity pass because of your stubbornness. When we're 16, we think we know everything. I'm still at 17. I think I know everything, but I don't. And we get humbled. Now, this is normal, and it's normally not a problem, except when you come across a one-time opportunity that might not come again in your lifetime. And because of your ego or your stubbornness or your mindset, you let it go. Let's say your dad tells you, hey son, you want to go out fishing today? And you're like, no, I have to do this, or I'm gonna go with my friends today. He's like, come on son, let's just go fishing one day. I haven't seen you in a while. You're like, no, my friends. Stop being stubborn, bro. The amount of knowledge that your dad could have told you on that fishing trip, the amount of beautiful time that you guys could have spent together, the memories you could have made are much greater than the ones you're gonna make with your friends. You can see your friends tomorrow. Your dad might be working tomorrow, bro, because he's a grown man. Never pass up an opportunity because of your stubbornness. 14th lesson is that ego is good, but don't let it blind you. That may sound confusing, but think about it. Every successful person, every successful fighter, every successful entrepreneur, anybody successful at anything has a hell of an ego. But what's the difference? They back it up. And when they're in a room with a person who's more successful, they shut the fuck up and they learn. They don't let it blind them. This is the same thing as being stubborn with opportunity. You can have an ego. That's great. Because you should be confident in yourself. You should walk like you're the king of the place. But if you let it blind you and you start treating people badly because you think you're superior to them, or you start being stubborn with opportunities, you start not wanting to learn because you think you're the best, that's called ego blinding you. And that's stopping you from progressing as a man. So ego is very good. Build your ego. Make sure that you can back it up if you talk. But don't let it stop you from seeing things for how they are. All right, we're getting to the end, boys. The 15th lesson is to stop being fucking fat or skinny. I don't care. You're 16. You have all the energy in the world. You're young. Why are you still out of shape? There's literally no excuse to be out of shape. Oh, but, I can't afford a gym membership. Work out at home. You're not in a wheelchair, bro. I know you. You're not in a wheelchair. You can work out, and you should be working out, because your body right now is one of the only perks that you have about being 16. You don't have success. You don't have money right now. You don't have that maturity. You don't have knowledge. You have enough energy to put your fucking body to use and make it a machine. If you start cultivating your body at 16, by the time you're 20, people will respect you. Not only because it takes capacity and it takes discipline to be able to form your body that way, but also because you look like a fucking machine. So why wouldn't they trust you? Build your body. It's one of your biggest assets in life, because your health is your wealth. And lastly, the 17th reason is to accept that you know absolutely fucking nothing. Einstein once said, one of the smartest men alive, after all this time studying physics, mathematics, all that. I only know that I know nothing at all. That may sound so stupid. You're like, what do you mean? You're one of the smartest men to ever grace the earth. You've done this, you've done that. You've written EMC squared. He knew that true knowledge was realizing that there's infinite knowledge. You're 16. I don't care how much you've studied. I don't care how many videos you've watched. First of all, you don't have the life experience of a 40-year-old because life teaches you things that school can't, that I can't, that anyone can't. Second of all, there's always something new to learn. I don't care how much you know. There's always something new to learn. That's the beauty of things. For example, with fighting, my coach told me some pros, they get mad because as they get to a higher level and they start winning some belts and they get their ego up, people try to correct them and they'll get mad at them. They're like, oh, I'm the champ. I'm the pro. Why are you correcting me? But the champions, what separates the champions from pretty good fighters is that they let themselves be taught. They know that fighting is an endless they know that fighting is an endless repertoire of techniques, of physical ability, of mental ability. So they know that to get the closest to perfect technique, they need to sharpen the iron like hell. If their coach says this small specific change, which you may think is stupid, you do it. If the coach says change that angle, you do it. Because that is how you learn. Because you know nothing. I don't care how much you think you know nothing. I hope this video helped you. If you're 16 or younger, even older, please apply these concepts. And as always, I'll see you in the next one, guys.